Hello students, welcome. Today we will study the functions of nucleus. As we know, this is the cell and in the center of the cell there is presence of the nucleus. So we can say the nucleus, it is at the core of the cell, and nucleus is the one which is going to perform, which is going to control all the vital activities which is taking place inside the cell. So there are some of the vital activities like the protein synthesis, the division of the cell. The cell may divide mitotically or meiotically. Here, the cell growth and even the cell differentiation. These are some of the example of the activities which takes place in the cell, and it is controlled by the nucleus. So here, further we will study about the functions. The very first function is the metabolism. Here, this is the cytoplasm and this is the mitochondria, and here there is going to be a nucleus also. So there are number of metabolic reactions which is taking place in the cytoplasm and mitochondria and even in the nucleus. So all these reactions, it is regulated by the nucleus, and the nucleus, it is able to regulate all these reactions by help of some specific proteins. The next function is heredity. As we know that the information in the form of codes, it is present in the DNA, and here the DNA molecule, it is the one by which the chromosome is formed. So here the genetic material DNA, it is going to get transferred from one parents, I mean from the both the parents to the offspring. So this transfer of genetic material from parents to offspring is called as heredity. So here there is a scientist who have done an experiment, and the experiment name is Hammerlin grafting experiment. In this they have taken a unicellular green algae. This algae name is Estabularia. So here you can see the structure of the Estabularia. They do have a nucleus. As we know that nucleus is the one which is going to control the vital activities of the cell. In Estabularia also there is going to be the nucleus which will control all the vital activities, all the cellular development. So here this is the experiment. So here as you can see the Estabularia, which is a unicellular, here this is the cap, this is the stalk, and in the foot region there is presence of nucleus. So in the very first experiment, when we observe, when the cap it is removed, so here you can see only stalk and foot it is remaining. Here as we know that nucleus it is present in the foot region, because the nucleus it is able to control all the vital activities, there is a formation of the cap again. It means the regeneration of the new cap is going to take place. It's all because of the nucleus. But in second experiment, when we see the Estabularia, here there is removal of the foot. As we know that nucleus, it is the one which is controlling all the vital activities, and if the foot is removed along with the nucleus, now the remaining part is stalk and the cap. There is no regeneration of the foot will takes place because the nucleus was removed along with the foot. So that is why no vital activities will take place, because there is absence of the nucleus. The next function is differentiation. Here the nucleus, it is the one which is going to control the cell differentiation also during the embryonic development. As we know that during the embryonic development there are number of new cells are formed. So there are stem cells which give rise to the number of different types of cells. So this is called as cell differentiation. So here this process, this activity, it is controlled by the nucleus only, by the help of some gene expression. The next is function is RNA synthesis. Here even the ribosomal subunits and here the RNA, it is formed inside the nucleus. So here you can see the double stranded DNA and it is giving rise to this single stranded RNA. So RNA synthesis and also the ribosomes, it is formed inside the nucleus. When we talk about the ribosome, it is formed inside the nucleolus. Here the next function is exchange of material. There are number of materials which is going to get exchanged from cytoplasm to the nucleus and from nucleus to the cytoplasm. So it takes place by the nuclear membrane. So exchange of material from the cytoplasm to nucleoplasm and nucleoplasm to cytoplasm, it takes place by the help of the nuclear membrane, which is a part of the nucleus. Here when we observe the membrane, nuclear membrane, here you can see the nuclear membrane, the outer nuclear membrane, and this is the inner nuclear membrane. Here, these membranes are the one which is going to provide a support to some of the microtubules, microfilament kind. These are the example of cytoskeleton. So you can see that nuclear membrane, it provides a surface so that the attachment of the microtubule and microfilament could takes place. The next function of nucleus is genetic code. Here, the information, it is present in the DNA in the form of codes, and here these codes, it is in the triplet form. So the nucleus, it contains the master plan for the protein synthesis. As we know that flow of information, it takes place from DNA to RNA and then RNA to protein. So there is formation of RNA from the DNA and there is formation of protein from the RNA, and it is taking place by the help of the codons, and the codons, they are always in the triplet form, so we call them triplet codon. Nucleus so contains the master plan for protein synthesis in the form of triplet codon. So here these are the types of questions which is asked with related to the nucleus. These are the short answers questions, and the next is the long answer questions. So these are more frequently question asked with related to the nucleus chapter. So this is how our video ends, and thank you very much.